Hello everyone, Famine here. Today I am bringing you guys a guide on how to level up quickly in Kingdom Hearts 1. This guide will be split into 3 general sections. This first part will show you the equipment and abilities I recommend you equip during the leveling route. The second section will be a quick overview on the experience you can expect to gain per run of the route, depending on what experience boosting equipment that you're using. And the third section will basically be a sample of the leveling route, and I believe I was level 68 at the time that we showed that sample run. So jumping into the equipment first here, you're going to want to equip the strongest Keyblade that you have access to. Now for me, at the time I was using the Lionheart Keyblade, as it was one of the strongest Keyblades I had, and I just generally like the design of it. However, I would recommend that if you can get it, to use the Divine Rose Keyblade. To get the Divine Rose Keyblade, simply talk to Belle in the library after locking the keyhole in Hollow Bastion. For our accessories, we basically want to equip as many of the experience boosting accessories we have access to as possible. The XP earring can be obtained from the Moogle. It is part of the Synthesis 1 table, and you require some special Heartless drops to basically be able to obtain it. Also at the Moogle, you will be able to find the XP bracelet. This is part of the 5th table and is quite further down, so if you can't get access to this, then just go with the XP earring. The XP ring is obtained from completing the Muddy Path Torn page in the 100 Acre Wood world. The XP necklace is obtained from defeating the unknown secret boss. If you don't have the ability to do this at your current level, then come back and do it once you feel comfortable. For the abilities, I would recommend equipping a few certain things. Now this isn't required, but I feel like they're just kind of nice to have on. So first off, we have Tech Boost here. So this basically gives a small amount of experience, or tech points are basically just a small amount of experience for deflecting certain attacks, and that can happen randomly while you're fighting these enemies. So getting a little bit of a boost on the experience you get back for deflecting these attacks is just a little bit helpful in making your leveling experience a little bit faster. I would also recommend equipping Lucky Strike here. This basically increases the chance that enemies will drop items. And since there is some very rare items on this route, and you're going to be doing a ton of farming anyways, you might as well get a bunch of high potions and elixir drops off of these enemies. Also to note, there is a lot of wizards and defenders on this route, which also have a chance to drop a very rare staff and a very rare shield for Donald. So getting those items if you're trying to collect everything, or if you need them for the specific achievements, is very useful to do at this point in time. Speaking of Lucky Strike, they are also available on both Donald and Goofy, as you can see here. So I would recommend equipping those on the 2 side characters as well, as they further increase the drop rate chance of special items. So this should be the experience that you can expect per run. The 40% one should be the most accurate here, seeing as that is the one that I did all the testing on, and from there I used a percentage calculator to increase and decrease to get the other values. So I'm hoping that that is all correct. And each run on average should take, depending on your level, between 2.5 to 4-ish minutes. So it's a pretty decent experience gain rate. Hello everybody, so this is the part of the video to show you the route that we run. So I am showing you the stats right now that we have. We are level 68 at the time that I did this run. You can see the total amount of experience there so that you can compare it to the amount that we have at the end of this run. So basically we enter the hotel from the closest entrance to the start of 1st District, so the one that is basically the closest to 1st District, just through that door. There's 3 defenders in this hallway, just make sure to kill those. Then 4 wizards will spawn right after that. You basically just want to clear out all enemies in all these different rooms. So as soon as we're done clearing out those, as we can see right here, we're going to enter the green room right here. And there is 3 search ghosts in here, kill all these guys as well. And then we will continue across to the red room here, which has some dark balls in it, before going back out into the hotel lobby. at which point the defenders will actually respawn along with the wizards, which I personally clear out yet again. So there's actually a way to just farm inside the hotel if you end up preferring this way. Basically, the exact route you just saw me do, like, up to this point, there's a way to just continually do that route over and over again, because as you can see, the enemies respawn in the hallway. They will also respawn in the red and green rooms. So you could potentially just go through the rooms continuously if you want to do it that way, but personally at this point, I just clear out the hallway the second time and go out of the hotel over to the gizmo shop, and there is more enemies in here. There will also sometimes be enemies on the steps right outside the gizmo shop. Kind of depends on what spawns in the square, like in the second district. There might be a special heartless there that won't cause them to spawn. But basically the gizmo shop has a lot of enemies in here. So we just end up clearing out everything in here. It takes a little while. There's a lot of waves of enemies in here. But yeah, so I personally have used both ways, where you can loop in the hotel or you can go to the gizmo shop. I personally did it this way for this run, but the hotel, just looping in the hotel is also very viable. It just, I feel like, gets very boring compared to... It gets very boring, I feel like, to just do the hotel loop, because there's very little variety in terms of what you're seeing and what you're doing at that point. I feel like I get really monotonous really quickly. And this is a little bit better, so I personally prefer this way, but you can always do whichever you think fits best for you. So as you can see, all the enemies are dead, so we're going to go out the back door back to 2nd District, drop down into the alleyway where there is more enemies yet again. And at this point, we're basically just going to be clearing out all the enemies in this area until we get back to the hotel again. So yeah, this is my personal favorite place to run through for gaining levels in this game. There is other ways to do it, obviously, but I prefer this way the best. And we will see right at the end how much experience we got. So as you can see, we're just going to menu right here, and we got roughly 11k experience for that run. I hope this helps you guys get your max level as quickly as possible. If you enjoyed, I would appreciate if you leave a like down below. It helps a lot. And I will see you guys on the next video.